Recently, media basketball in China has reached an unprecedented level. NBA stars are playing in 1v1 tournaments. DeMarcus Cousins is signing with a 3x3 team. And of course, dunk contests are featuring the most famous guys in the world. What's up everybody, I'm Smoove and today we will watch and analyze XBA Dunk Contest 2024 in Shanghai. You might remember last year's contest, where Jordan Kilganon ended up as a winner. He was only one international star out there. This time he arrived in China in a good company. There are 8 participants in the contest. Chen Denjin, China's biggest dunk star, 38 years old, 5'9". You should remember him well from the FIBA 3x3 tournament in Kazakhstan, where he shocked everyone and made them wonder, what's the trick? How does he manage to jump so high at his age and with his height? Wan Lei, 5'11", winner of 2 FIBA 3x3 contests last season. He is also a CBA dunk champion. Liang, 26 years old, 6 feet tall. A new face for me, who will be interesting to watch. He Rui, 5'9", winner of the FIBA 3x3 contest in Chengdu this year. 4 Chinese champions will face off against 4 superstars from America. Dan Gross, 25 years old, 6'2", a dunker who emerged in the 3rd season of Dunk League. Unfortunately, we see him quite rarely in contests, and when we do, he doesn't show anything extraordinary too often. This summer he flew to France but didn't make it to the final in the Hoops Party contest. Isaiah Rivera, 26 years old, 6'2", considered by many to be the best dunker right now, clearly at the peak of his shape. He participates in contests extremely rarely. One reason is that he believes contests are not objective and don't actually determine the best dunker. Jonathan Clark, 35 years old, 6'3", also a rare guest in contests lately. We now see him more often at dunk camp events. In 2019 he was already in Shanghai with Chen Denjin for the Jump 10 contest. Jordan Kilganon, 32 years old, 6'1", the most popular dunker in the world and one of the most decorated, Dunk League champion, winner of several FIBA 3x3 contests and numerous other competitions worldwide. His performances at NBA events will forever be remembered. Jordan is also here as the reigning champ, having won the title at this event in 2023. The format of the contest is simple. Each participant performs 2 dunks in the first round. Half of them will be eliminated and the remaining 4 will perform 2 more dunks in the final. Each participant has 1 minute to complete their dunks, plus 1 extra attempt after the time expires. The judging will be on a 10-point scale by a panel of 5. The judges are Ty Glover, a ball-is-life streetball player who can give many pro dunkers a run for their money, James Jones, a 3-time NBA champion with Miami and Cleveland and winner of the 3-point contest, and Cedric Ceballos, the 1992 NBA dunk contest champion. Liang opens the contest. Under the basket we see 2 people with the ball up top. Based on previous Chinese contests, we can expect a lot of jumping over people this time as well. Clearly, he's attempting at least a double up X. However, I'm not familiar with this guy's repertoire, so let's wait for a successful jump. A one-handed pump over 2 people. Powerful dunk. It was intended to be 180 in the best Lipinskis traditions, but it turned out to be just a reverse. Still, it's very nice and strong. We can't complain about strong push-off here. The guy himself jumps very high, so we can commend him for a good start to the contest. We don't like those 10s at the very beginning, of course. A 48 is quite a high score, especially with 7 more participants ahead, including Jordan Kilganon. Even Ceballos asked Jones why he gave a 10 right away. James responded that Liang sets a high bar that now needs to be surpassed. But our question is, how do you surpass a 10 when there is nothing higher than that? Second participant is Wan Lei. The Chinese version of the Scorpion, executed excellently, but I still think it's not the best idea to dunk it in the face of the guy who invented it. In my view, there are certain dunks that shouldn't be attempted against their creator. I once couldn't bring myself to do a scoop dunk when competing against Worm. The judges give him a 47. Ceballos justifies his 9 by saying that for a 10 there should be more than 1 person under the basket. An interesting opinion. And we can also predict that if Kilganon attempts the Scorpion in this contest, he'll likely be rated higher just because he's globally renowned, while this is just a guy from China. Third up is Chen Denjin. The number of people under the basket significantly increases. A double up over 4 people on his first try. Chen chooses the right tactic to shock everyone from the very start and claim his territory. No time for warming up. He needs to make a statement right away. At 38 years old, he certainly knows what he's doing. The first 50 points of the contest. If the previous performances had hasty 10s, this is an absolutely deserved score. Now Sabala says that the 10 is for jumping over many people and adding his own twist to the dunk. We're not really focusing on the elements, as I understand. Fourth to jump is Jonathan Clark, with Isaiah Rivera assisting him right under the basket. Signature acrobatics from Clark and an attempt to catch a pass at the front rim. Recently, he managed to do it on the first try at dunk camp.
Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh!
It was close and it feels like it's a matter of millimeters here and everything needs to be perfect, from the height of the pass to the timing.
Okay, let's go. Ah! Oh! Let's go, let's go, let's go!
But neither the third, fourth nor fifth attempt succeeded and the American dunk star starts with a miss, eliminating his chances to advance to the final round. The judges give him 31 points. What will Dan Gross show us? An attempt for a scoop dunk, one of the best dunks of the third season of Dunk League.
Okay, let's take a flight. Ah!
It should be an easy dunk for Dan, given his jump and excellent technique, but the ball has already hit the rim twice.
Yeah, here we go! Here we go! Oh!
And on the last second, Gross misses again. It reminded me of Just Fly a little bit, who used to miss the dunk while flying very high, but the organizers give him one last attempt. He dunked it, but not in the rim, but between the rim and the backboard. It's surprising that after so many attempts he couldn't make this dunk. The second American in a row fails to meet expectations and receives only 30 points. Rivera mentioned that Dan jumped a lot before the contest started. Maybe that affected the result, although there is no visible dip in his jump. Jordan Kilganon needs to break the streak of failures. Under the basket, his brother Grant Kilganon is holding the ball. The ball hits the back rim on a scoop dunk off the hand, one of Kilganon's best dunks in my opinion. What's going on? It's as if all the invited participants are struck by an unknown virus. And Jordan Kilganon, at the last second, hits the front rim. If this were a FIBA 3x3 contest, it would be over, but the MC says that Kilganon, like all the others, gets one additional attempt. The Canadian thinks for a long time and decides to put his brother under the basket with the ball above his head.
Okay, here we go!
A windmill elbow over a person, an excellent dunk, but it looks strange that the scoop dunk didn't work in 3 attempts, while the windmill elbow, which seems to require a better jump, went in easily. The judges give him 49, perhaps forgetting the number of missed attempts before the successful dunk. Isaiah Rivera invites the tallest person in the gym, looking at least 7 foot tall, onto the court. The ball is placed on his head. Rivera leaps from the trampoline and makes a double apex over the huge guy. The jump is impressive. Even with the ball on his head, you still have to jump very high to dunk over such a tall guy. The first round of the first round concludes with He Rui. An East Bay off the lap on the first try. Exactly what won him the FIBA 3x3 contest. An explosive and classic dunk on the first attempt with small height without any jump overs. The only downside is that the ball went through the front rim slightly, but the judges still reward him with the high scores, 48, placing him in line with the leaders at the moment. Liang now sets up 5 people under the basket with the ball above their heads. Another double apex. There is quite noticeable push-off this time. Chinese athletes have mastered this move well. Both He Rui and Lee He-shu have dunked over rows of people, but it's no longer surprising. Chris Staples' dunk is much more pleasing to the eye because it's looking natural. The judges give him a 47. The gap between all the dunks is minimal. One Lei prepares a setup where one assistant holds the ball above the front rim while standing on a ladder and the other stands with the ball above his head.
外来的第一次尝试，哇
A two-ball dunk, a windmill over a person, and a left-hand put-back dunk. Unfortunately, it doesn't look as cool as it can be. Here's an example of how Lipik did it, where everything was clean and without any cheating. The Chinese dunker is definitely good, but this isn't real dunking anymore in my opinion. The judges, however, gave it a perfect score of 50. 5 people under the basket wait for Chen Denjin to jump over them.
陈哥的第二个动作，哇，真漂亮！
A slightly strange selection of dunks, starting with a double up over 4 people and continuing with a one-handed dunk over 5 people. The only complexity is the number of people involved. It still looks super impressive. Chen jumps far, flies very easily and dunks confidently. But compared to the first round, this dunk is a little bit simpler and I'm not sure if it should have received all 10s as the judges gave. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. John will not make it to the finals, but he can still put on a show. Clark sets up his famous Jonathan's wall under the basket. Is this age? Maybe, but Clark still looks very fresh in dunk sessions and shows no signs of significant decline.
尝试科学老师，
On his second attempt, Jonathan's wall goes in. Beautiful, powerful, with amplitude. Everything as it should be. Now he can relax and cheer for his colleagues. 3 9s and 2 10s. But it doesn't really matter now. Can Gross redeem himself?
第一次尝试，
A 360 one-handed pump off a lob. Quite good, but clearly not at the level expected from him. So far, Dan remains the guy who crushed the dunk league but hasn't found his rhythm in the next competitions. On screen we saw Jared Roth, another very talented dunker who was on an exhibition tour in China and had a great desire to be involved in the contest with the best. 45 points for Gross, which, like with Clark, doesn't matter much. Now it's Kilganon's turn. As we understand, he will attempt a Tetris dunk. His right bicep is wrapped after the first attempt. Jordan said that he's got the third dent in the muscle and his right biceps is far from the aesthetic standards. He made the dunk but knocked over the helpers, which is happening more and more frequently lately. Of course, this didn't sit well with him and he prepares to retry his dunk. As with FIBA, no one stops you if the ball has already been dunked.
Still have time.
This time the Tetris goes much more confidently. Jordan pushed the ball harder this time and cleared the assistants more cleanly, barely avoiding the rim to avoid a head injury. The judges give him 49 points. James Jones explained his 9 by saying that Kilganon jumped not over but next to the assistants. This was more obvious in the first attempt than in his second. I would argue for the 9 based on the fact that the first attempt was extremely messy. Isaiah Rivera has nobody standing under the rim. A breath of fresh air, a dunk off the dribble. A 360 East Bay is the golden standard in dunk contest of all time. I still remember Rivera's powerful dunk at the FIBA 3x3 tournament in Canada. The judges give him 49 points. I would give him 50. And closing the first round is He Rui. Under the basket there are 6 people with the ball above.
Alright，哎，小心，
Dangerous. I really don't understand how he managed to land so nice.
第二次尝试，
Another double up X? That's already been done. The only difference is one more person compared to Liang.
很标准，
It seems like the Chinese athlete has exceeded his limit. He barely had enough reserve to land without hitting the last person on the head.
Alright，
It's now back.
In his final jump, the ball goes into the rim. He's not very satisfied with himself, and neither are we. It's too similar to what was done earlier in the first round. Still, we see 3 10s, plus a 9 and an 8. It's quite random to be honest. 8 would have been enough in my opinion. The final 4 looks like this. Wan Lei with 97 points. In third place is Kilganon with 98 points. In second place is Isaiah Rivera with 99. And in first place, advancing to the final, is Chen Denjin with a perfect 100. If you want to jump as high as those guys in the videos, you can train with us, use our jump training program. It's called JET, Jump Elite Training System. All you need to do is to find the link in the description. Wan Lei is the first to jump, preparing to jump over a person on a chair.
哦哟，像
No, this is an attempt at a true double up, but not over a person standing, rather over an assistant on a chair, similar to what Victor Oladipo tried in 2015. Hopefully, the Chinese athlete will do better than Victor.
完了决赛的第一个动作，
If Wan Lei intended to show that he can make great dunks without a push-off, he's not succeeding so far. Closer, but still far off. Time is running out, so now we will see his final attempt.
最后一次尝试。
It was close. The ball hit the back rim. Again, I want to highlight how strange it looks, especially after the first confident scorpions and 2-ball dunks. -1 contender for the championship. Jordan sets up 3 people under the basket, standing with the ball above their heads. Based on the setup, it looks like it will be his most famous dunk.
哇，蝎子摆尾。
A scorpion over 3 people. It was only a matter of time before we saw this from the Canadian, even after one late successful attempt in the first round. The judges gladly give him all 10s, without mentioning that this is in fact a dunk they have seen already. But yes, adding 2 more people definitely changes the situation, so there's nothing to complain about here. Isaiah is back with the dribble start.
决赛的第一个动作。哇，
A 360 behind the back dunk attempt. I love this dunk. Only a few people have performed it in a contest.
第二次尝试。哦，
A high and powerful jump. A very hard dunk couldn't be done on the first attempt. And with each try, the energy decreases, as well as self-confidence.
Yeah, oh, let's go.
Rivera checks if this is it for him, but he's allowed to continue even though time has long expired.
来一下。来了。
Isaiah successfully lands a challenging 360 behind the back dunk. Honestly, I don't care about the number of tries because I'm just happy to see this element in contests. Names like Special Effects and even Terence Ross are now mostly forgotten, and only a few know about Lipik or Gideon P performing it. So it's nice that the dunk is still alive in the arsenals of modern stars. 50 points. I would like to say that the judges support my opinion, but in fact they've been judging the whole contest this way, so it's expected they give all 10s here. Chen this time sets up one person under the basket with the ball above, so we expect a technical complexity.
喂，
Yes, this could overshadow everything seen so far. Incredible! A double up under both by a 38-year-old 5'9" athlete. Aaron Gordon, Justin Darlington, Kenny Dobbs, Grabo, Miller and several others have performed this dunk in contest, but no one does it as effortlessly and gracefully as Chen. The man must be on some secret Chinese doping. Of course, 50 points and the best reaction of the entire contest. Wan Lei is experimenting attaching a balloon to the backboard. Under the basket, a person with the ball above his head. One makes a windmill over a person, but what's with the balloon is still unclear. The only obvious fact is that he prepared clean dunks without push-offs for the final, but so far this strategy hasn't paid off. In this second attempt, nothing worked out. Again, the ball is in the rim and the balloon is in place. What's supposed to happen? The angle is not the best for fully understanding the situation. In slow motion, the idea becomes clear. Wan Lei wanted to pop the balloon with his head while performing a windmill over the person. Quite impressive. I think it's a fantastic idea for a gender reveal if the balloon contained blue or pink color. And let's note the really high jump of the participant. Until now, I've only seen push-offs from him, so it's nice to see a true dunk on a high jump. The judges are hesitant to give low scores, 5 9s. An 8 would be totally enough. Jordan sets up his brother under the basket with the ball above his head.
Oh.
A crown dunk, a double-up X with 2 elbows. I want to remind you that the idea was taken from TFB athlete Air Bama.
Let's go! Yo!
On his second try, Kilganon dunks with 2 elbows. This is another of his most important and signature dunks. All 10s, of course. Now Isaiah sets up the Tetris dunk. Will it be something different from Kilganon's performance?
Ui. 呦！
It will be a one-handed reverse, one of Rivera's most spectacular dunks. He obviously clears more easily than his Canadian opponent, but does it differ significantly from Jordan's dunk?
第二次尝试，哎呀！
Awesome, no questions. But it seems to me that when the emphasis is on jumping over Tetris, the difference between a regular two-handed finish and one-handed reverse is too small. So I understand James Jones' hesitation giving a 9. If Isaiah had nailed the triple up through the legs over the Tetris, it would have been a completely different story. Rivera has 99 points, Kilganon has 100. One lays out of the run, Chen needs to score another perfect 50 to match. He sets up 8 people under the basket, going for a record.
陈建新，
Kung Fu Master Chen flies over the obstacle with the ease of those movies, but the ball didn't stay in his hand. Will these two attempts affect his final score? What do you think? Fantastic! A new world record. A double up over 8 people. Just recently we saw Chen flying over 7 at FIBA 3x3 and now there's one more assistant. Let's wait for 10 people now. The judges are in shock. Chen jumps very far and flies easily. Obviously the boost from the first assistant helps, but it's still some kind of a video game dunk and no one is trying to downplay its merits. The score is tight, 100 to 100 between Chen and Jordan. They will each get one additional dunk. The MC says that they have only one chance each. He repeated this several times and Kilganon decided to clarify what this meant. The MC confirmed that they would each get only one attempt, which surprised Jordan. He said it was a strange idea and the judges agreed. They gave each of them 1 minute, as was originally the format of the contest. 540 pump, crazy dunk in the finals dunk-off. Many can say it's just a full 360, but among dunkers it is called a 540. This dunk was successfully and beautifully executed by T-Dub in the past. Jordan is happy with the result, the judges are pleased and the audience is happy. A cool and quite rare element in recent years. Another 50 points. A difficult task awaits for Chen, especially after he seems to have revealed all his cards. 3 people are now under the basket. Chen goes for a J-Ridge dunk over 3 people, a dunk that let him down in his battle against Grabo in Kazakhstan.
陈建新第二次尝试，
But on his second attempt the ball goes in and it looks really cool. Chen has a unique ability to not only jump up but also fly forward, allowing him to add more and more people to his dunks. He truly crashed this contest with his jumps. But here the judges showed their favorite. Initially Ty Glover hesitated and was torn between a 9 and a 10. After Sabalas gave a 9, Glover decided to give a 10. But then he reverted to a 9, realizing that the result was already decided. I believe this is unfair. Chen definitely deserved a 10 here, and I'm sure he would have lost if they had assigned another round, as Jordan arsenal is big and Chen has already shown all his dunks. The XBA 2024 dunk contest is over, and for the second consecutive year, Canadian Jordan Kilganon is crowned champion, receiving a check for 30,000 Chinese yuan, approximately $4,200 US. On Instagram, he also noted that he has been undefeated for 6.5 years. This is an interesting remark, especially considering Jordan participates in 1 or at most 2 contests per year. He has also mentioned several times that contests do not determine who is the best dunker. But overall, of course, his track record is impeccable. Whether in contests or inventing new dunks, he has always been at the top. It's just an interesting observation. Let me know what you think about this dunk contest. I think Dunk Chen from China was just amazing, jumping over so many people, doing crazy dunks, under both leg over a guy. I mean, it's something, you know, super unusual to have a guy, Chinese guy, 5'9", flying this high and doing those crazy dunks. And of course, Jordan Kilganon, Isaiah Rivera did very well. Dan Gross and Jay Clark could have done better, but it is what it is. Sometimes you do your best dunk, sometimes you miss some, but yeah, overall, dunk contest was good. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Subscribe and smash the like button. Thank you for watching.